Tuesday, and I just have a couple of nuggets for you. And yeah, we'll see what shakes loose. Hi, everybody. It is Black Spring with Autumn on your Tuesday, and I have just a couple of things for you on this particular segment. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday evening. I will not be long, and I will try to stay true to that. I mean, I know I start out saying that won't be long, and then I end up long. So we'll try not to drag it out too much. And what I want to do first on this Tuesday is we do have a little bit of a liner. I think a liner from regarding the border. I think you guys know the significance of May 23rd. And hi, Mindy B. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. It's nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. And May 23rd is, was it Title 42? I'm not sure if that's absolutely set for May 23rd. I'm not sure what needed to take place, or if it was just an edict, or how that was done. And how quickly, they could rip the Band-Aid off of something, like that, and then just literally open the gates. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, if that's all really on tap, So we have that. And then I do have, I think the last 24 hours has been somewhat significant, because we have a little bit less of the flying monkeys in season right now, at least for the moment. Okay. So we just have just a couple of things. And I kind of want to show you something on AI. It just looks like we have another company, or another country that's kind of put their hat in the ring in terms of the production of such things. So welcome into Tuesday, spirits. Well, welcome into spirits in the material world. And I kind of wanted to go over those lyrics really, really quickly. Here we go. All right, thank you very much. And hello to Information Man Show. Information Man Show, it's been a long time. Hope you're doing well out there. Thank you so much for coming in. And Mindy B says, I can't wait. I'm ready. Got my fry pans all primed. All right, so what we have, I want to go ahead and open this up with, for one, I don't know if you're aware that we had the story of this we had a judge to basically overturn the mask mandates, face flags today, in the transportation world. Okay, so it's like, to me, they're kind of dangling something out there, and then you finally get it in your grasp, and it's been a mass confusion. So we can actually go to the New York Post, mass confusion, as it's entitled here. So we can go over to the New York Post and get into that just a little bit. But I also wanted to, if you are aware that I think that Apple, the program, I think Apple's program, you can actually continue to wear, which I find it ironic that you can continue to wear the mask and have your face ID done, or your face ID to recognize you, with everything that's going on. But I think that was, of course, a capability. It was a 15.4, allows you to take to get your facial recognition picked up by an Apple device. So I think this, I've said this to you guys before. I think this thing is far from over. And I mean every word of that when I say it. I think it's far from over because these people are invested in this. Okay. They're invested in it on a global level, economic level. And unfortunately, the people of the world are invested in this thing kind of emotionally. So, and I think it's also going to, I think they're going to pull this out when it comes to these midterm elections. I think they're going to come out with it even stronger. I think we will be back into, dare I say, back in chains, merely. Yeah. So I think it's far from over. So you maybe get into that line. And then we just have basically two pieces, but we also have a company in Korea, I think, that are making robots. Had a lot of, the first half of this year has been full of people throwing their hat into the ring. And in terms of robots. So Marty Lauderdale is here. Hi, Marty Lauderdale. How are you? So let's see. Let's have just a quick moment here. Let's see. Now, when I play this particular setting here, we added the Ferrari, and I told you what the Ferrari was about the other day. But this is, of course, the Z28, and you guys, I'm just kind of giving you the decoder lesson. The Z28, you guys know it represents what status, right? And I'll just keep playing it. We'll roll it on. So sometimes I don't even have to really mention these people, and you can just see. I can just give you the reference, and you already know what it's about. So this was your Z. This was the Z28, and then the next. It's funny how I'm using these cars, fast cars. So that's Ferrari, and we talked about Mr. Ferrari. He's not actually Ferrari, but he is Ferrari without a doubt. So I did end up with the Ferrari here for you. And then it is, of course, I talked about how this car, I think red was the color assigned to to these Italian sports cars. That was, I guess, the first color that was assigned, or the main color. So there's that. And then, of course, we're always on that equality and equity. So yeah, lot to come, right? All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to get ready to have a look at. We're going to get ready to have a look at one of our liners. I just had to have a little break. So we're going to go to the human robot mass production process with new 3D printer factory in Korea. So to me, here we go. They're taking a page out of between Harari and Schwab. The 3M is what they want to be, the wave of the future. What they want to print 3D hearts, 3M hearts. I mean 3D, not 3D, but 3M hearts. I mean, I did see an interview, which even if they are successful at doing these things, it's still not going to keep pace with the current industry. Printing, trying to print out cars, at that kind of with the speed of it, maybe the manpower will be reduced, but it's certainly not the speed of it is not going to, surpass what the industry standards. So let's go right over to, our first liner. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And Mindy B says, oh yeah, carrot and the stick. Mumblings about a forced stimulus. Are you kidding me? This is sad. They just keep throwing crumbs, right? Crumbs. That's what they've got for us. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and share the screen. It's nice to see you guys come in. Let's go with the video. We have a sheriff, Texas sheriff, who expects the border is about to be overrun, and that kind of goes back to the whole deal on the 23rd. We're going to make this a brief stream. I just wanted to get some time in here. All right. So according to this is from summit.news. This is a video of a Texas sheriff expects border is about to be overrun. According to NBC News, suddenly realized there's about to be a massive surge of easy with this word. That's not, to me, illegals. Immigrants imply legality or lawfulness, and this is not. So I wish they would quit conflating that. And a lot of people they don't know the difference between an immigrant or an illegal or a refugee. They don't know. And they don't look in, they don't care to explore. They don't care to see that not only do the words look different, but they mean different things. It's the same kind of people that will watch a Pfizer CEO talk about the effects of his product, but he's also flashing the stats of his contemporaries in the market, of how they're all doing against each other. I'm just saying. Okay, so here we go. According to this, NBC News suddenly had an epiphany Monday, realizing that when Joe Biden lifts the Title 42, as I mentioned earlier, health authority on the migrants crossing into the U.S., there will be a mass surge at the border. See, this is what I'm talking about. Immigrants, migrants, even they can't even make up their minds. Make up your minds. Hi, Gary Gage. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. The network filed a report on the border at McAllen, Texas, with border agents warning that the number of migrants attempting to cross is about to double when health restrictions are lifted next month. So here again, you see what I'm talking about? Health. They're not talking about the sanctity or the preservation of a nation. They're talking about when the health restrictions. See, that's what I'm telling you. All of these people, to me, these politicians are the beast system as well. It's not just anybody to me that holds power or influence are basically a beast. You know, if you, what is it they say? If you believe in Jesus, why do you vote for a beast? That came from KRS-One, by the way. See what I'm saying? I draw on as much as I can from everything. And not to worry, I'm going to get into the spirits in the material world from the police. So don't worry. So let's keep going here. Sorry about the distraction there. I digress. Okay. Agents estimate that 221,000 crossed in March and noted that there are hundreds of thousands more just waiting for restrictions to ease. Hidalgo County, Texas Sheriff Eddie Guerrera, interviewed during the report, said that he has been warned to expect that the border could be overrun. Describing how he and his deputies are preparing, Guerrera said, quote, "We're talking about deputies dressed in riot gear with shields and helmets and batons to keep the crowd at bay. Quote, we're asking them to reconsider, lifting the Title 42, end quote." Guerrera further stated. I'm really struggling with that. Okay, so this is MRC TV. Okay, so this is, I could play a little bit of this, but I don't know if these people will go bananas over at the NBCs. Former Obama Homeland Security head Jay Johnson warned last week that unmanageable numbers of illegal immigrants will pour across the southern border if the Biden administration lifts the Title 42 Public Health Authority. We're a nation of health, okay? We don't have a country, people, if we don't have any borders. And we're going to talk about, and health is the border now, okay? Health is, that's the thing that stands between your nation is health, okay? Under the guise of health. According to this, the measure, which Biden intends to scrap in May, has effectively served as border control, allowing federal immigration officials to swiftly return around 2 million illegal immigrants to their home countries over the past 2 years. Without it, it is conservatively estimated that numbers of migrants reaching the border will increase threefold to 18,000 per day. Can you imagine that? And here's this guy. Let's see. Arizona GOP Rep. Andy Biggs warned that the numbers will be even higher than estimated, suggesting that 20 to 30,000 could surge the border every day. Do you see how convenient is this? It's like I said, this is a perfect storm, right? We've been told of real food shortages, and of course, gas prices going, nuts. But then they're so worried about our health, right? And I would imagine that if there's anything out there, everything's going to surge, or either they're going to claim that it's surging on account of, by the time the midterms come around, oh yeah, everything is on the rise. All your numbers are going to rise. And that other number that I'm referring to, you'll be back to the plague. Okay. He explained, quote, cartels are already advertising to put together caravans to come across our communities are going to be overrun. Last year, 800,000 people illegally snuck into the country. They were not apprehended. They got aways. We don't know who they are, where they are from, what their intentions are, end quote. Regarding lifting Title 42, Big said, quote, I think the rationale here is they're trying to get this open and bring in as many people as they can before they lose the majority in the House and Senate, end quote. Quote, I think this is a political ploy. It's meant to happen. They campaign on an open border, end quote. Biggs continued, warning, quote, if you think it's bad now, the tsunami that's coming is going to be overwhelming. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm sure the people that are close to the border and had to sell their homes and whatnot, they're already overwhelmed. Okay. And the safety, the kids and all. Texas is an open carry state. Those illegals better be careful, Mindy B says. Well, it's a shame that it's come down to individuals. And I know some people are so tickled about Abbott sending people to Washington, D.C. And what is that going to do? That'll be a drop. That's less than a drop in the bucket, right? Is it? I'm just saying, throw you so, give you, entertain you and, all this stuff. And meanwhile, there won't be a bus big enough to take them anywhere. Okay. That part. Okay. Mindy B says can't even get EBT and we are below the poverty level. Can't feed our own American people and we're going to feed these people. Disgusting. I hear you, Mindy B. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll take you to the next liner. On the next liner, we are going to have a look at, let's see, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Okay, we'll go over to the New York Times and talk just a little bit about, we'll see what their perspective is on the actual, the mandate there. So just a little bit, confusion, expect confusion. As if symptoms of confusion, right? Expect symptoms of confusion. Expect people, loyalists, to continue to wear them no matter what. Sorry. All right, so let's get into this really quickly here because I have the exact thing pulled up here. So we'll just go right here. LaGuardia. Okay, so here you go. Mass confusion as mask mandates remain at LaGuardia, JFK, which that was one of the things. Some of the airports everybody's doing their own thing per usual, right? It's political. It's political. It is what it is. Okay. So we have a little clip over here where it states that the federal judge vacates the CDC mask mandate in airports and other transport hubs. I don't know if that's going to keep buffering there. So we'll just get into this as it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And Gary Gage says, I haven't seen any illegals around here. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen with you on the New York Post. And yeah, so they want you to think there's fewer flying monkeys around. But just be easy. Just be easy. And don't get too comfortable. And that's my assertion. Everybody's do what you do, but just saying. It seems like this particular one just kind of keeps getting away. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into this article just a little bit, and we're dealing with travelers. I think, and I've got a little thing to share with you. It's going to come from social media, of course. So just hang on. I'm going to take a quick little break and come right back. So I'll have that queued up for you. Sorry for the delay there, but I'll be right back. Okay. All right. So we'll just have that one as our little one-stop shopper there. So thank you everybody so much for tuning into this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. So we'll come back to this in just 1 second. So hang on tight there. Okay. So I want to share with you the actual what I found today, or what I've seen today so far. So here we go. Hope you guys are doing well out there. So if you just look at this, I want you to just look at it and look at the response of the people. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you full screen and scale on this. Let me know if you have any difficulty seeing it. And okay, I keep losing the battle here a little bit. Something bizarre is going on. Something a little bit bizarre. Okay, let's see if I can hit the button here. Okay, no. That's not quite the thing that I was supposed to be doing. All right, I will fix it right up here, guys. Sorry about that. What a crazy mess. Okay, so I got it on the screen, and it's not quite going there. So hold on a second. Like this is so according to this, you have a flight attendant singing, quote, "Throw away your swing as swing, quote, ends," end quote. So let's see what's happening here. Okay, so I see now. Okay, here we go, guys. Woo! Okay, so I guess he's taking them to church whether they want to go or not. You know, I'll tell you the truth. There's only one person that I know that could do that, and that was Prince. He could take people to church whether they want to go or not, and they would like it. They didn't really know what they were into or in for. So I appreciate you guys as always. So glad you guys could come out for this particular segment of Black Spring with Autumn. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. Who else do we have in the house tonight? We do have one more liner, and we're actually just going to finish it out with this whole thing on the face flags, because that's going to be your inconsistency. No matter what anybody does, they are not going to let this thing go. I mean, I think they're not. We're going to be straddle the line and, over a barrel, pretty much. I think that's what's going to happen. So Marty Lauderdale says, "I get so frustrated thinking about it, but we must remember, try not to let it get you too upset. The evil ones feed off that energy. Satan loves us stressed. Remind yourself, God's got us no matter what." Thank you for that, Marty Lauderdale. I don't know about you guys, but it seems like I'm a little bit stuck. So let me know if you're stuck on your end, if we're buffering or. Okay, so yeah, I'm actually, apparently I'm still going, but I'm feeling a little stuck. Feeling a little bit stuck. So I want to thank you guys so much. I'm not sure what's going on here, but we'll get it together. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. I think as soon as I'm a little bit I'm quite stuck right now, more than I realized. So I want to thank Mindy B, Marty Lauderdale, Gary Gage for coming in. I'm going to go through this list here. Who else did I have in here? I think that's actually kind of Information Man Show. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it on this evening, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to move this thing. Okay, it looks like it's back. It's working again now. A little bizarre happenings there. So I apologize for that, but we'll get it together. And yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. So I think that was kind of the summary there. I don't know if, like I said, I'm having some crazy goings on here. I was like, I don't know if I want to open up anything else or it'll get us stuck here. So lots of stuff going on there. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this segment. And let's see. I don't really think there's a ton remaining on this, but you can check it out for yourselves if you know anybody that's traveling today or even last night, because this thing came through around I think this thing came through around 8 something ish last night, I believe. And that's where you'll find your relief today. It came through last night. So we'll see how long it lasts. And we'll go from there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm in a total, this is bizarre right now. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to put this over here. Hold on. I want to finish this out at least finish this out without all the craziness there. Did you guys have a good day out there? Did you run into any narcissists or there any flying monkeys in the house? Did you see any flying monkeys today? Okay, let me just grab. Okay, so I'll grab it, the final share on this one. And this is LaGuardia. Okay. All right. So according to this, I'm trying to pull this up for you. I'm going to scroll up here. It says the mass confusion, of course, as mask mandates remain at LaGuardia JFK. I'm sure it's not the only one. Okay. It's like the more liberal place that you're in, the more it's going to be there. So according to this, travelers were in a state of mask confusion on Tuesday, with airports and other major transport hubs in New York still requiring face coverings, even as other states, including New Jersey, axed requirements almost immediately after a judge struck down a federal mandate. Mandatory mask rules will remain in place at LaGuardia and JFK airports, the Port Authority said, but not in Newark Liberty International Airport. Okay. Quote, it's extremely confusing. I can tell you that. It's insane. You see some people wearing masks. You see some not wearing masks. End quote. Eli Dino, 22, told the Post as he arrived at LaGuardia for his flight to Florida Tuesday afternoon. Airlines and airports across the country quickly abandoned mask mandates after the Transportation Security Administration said Monday it would no longer enforce the federal mask order for public transport after a Florida federal judge ruled the CDC had overstepped its authority. It's fine. It's about time. I got to tell you this much. I've been talking about the CDC for a while, as if like I've talked about how I think we've dealt with some kind of transfer of power. You don't hear anything from Congress. You don't hear anything from these people. And I think right now the left, right, they have a plan right now to basically add more. I think they're going to add more censorship as we approach these midterms. That's what's coming down the pipe next. Hi, Derek C. Williams. Okay, so despite signs throughout LaGuardia's terminal calling for masks to still be worn, elated FAA's flight attendants and pilots had already ditched them Tuesday after several airlines, including United, Delta, and American, relaxed their policies for customers and crews. Quote, wherever I go, whatever is the rule, I'll do it. End quote. Tourist Danielle Pereira, 49, told the Post as she prepared to fly home to Mississippi. Well, I try to comply and be respectful, but it's hard because there's so many different rules right now. It's hard to grasp all of them to know what to do. Okay, I don't mean to mock her, but you know, yeah, but yeah, compliance over, yeah, here, I'll keep going here. Quote, it would be nice for everybody to be on the same page, end quote, she added, but America is a big place and I think it's going to be difficult and getting us all to agree on something is hard, end quote. Her daughter, May, added, quote, we are coming from different parts of the United States with different rules at different airports. It's hard to keep up. Well, that's what it's been. Where have these people been? If at one time we couldn't agree on who was essential or something, right? Who was essential and who got fired. And do you see how this is for all the people that fought all those, that went through a whole lot of stuff and for it to be kind of reduced to this right now, which I think is very temporary. Okay. I really do. What do you say about that? The damage is done, right? Those people cannot be made whole again based on this mass chaos and confusion, right? Okay, according to this, the Port Authority, which oversees transit hubs in both New York and New Jersey, said the different rules between its major airports, bus, and train hubs was down to public health guidance in each state. It's always going to be health, okay? The health rules the roost. All right. Masks are also still required on MTA subways and buses, as well as on the Metro North and Long Island Railroad. New Jersey has axed its mask requirement on NJ Transit. Okay, sorry about the shoes there. All right, customers on the Path Rail, which runs through both states, will have to keep their faces covered as well. Amtrak, meanwhile, announced that masks are optional for travelers and employees. Quote, New York and New Jersey are so close, they should be on the same page, end quote. Lauren Zahar, 22, told the Post at Penn Station, which serves as NJ Transit. Quote, politics in the U.S. is so divided nowadays, it's kind of ridiculous that New York and New Jersey couldn't even come to that agreement, end quote. Rich Stevens, an entrepreneur en route to New Jersey, told the Post he wasn't wearing a mask in the station because, quote, the signs say NJ Transit. It's managed by Amtrak, and Amtrak took it off, end quote. To me, this is the New Jersey area, end quote. Stevens added, quote, they don't say MTA. I can't buy a ticket here to go on the A train. I can only buy a ticket to New Jersey, end quote. I mean, to me, this is dismal right now. And these people, they just throw out the word, oh, they can't even agree on that. And it's like that they don't offer anything. They don't offer anything else. Like, do you see? It's like people just still don't. They think it's merely something to agree on, like dinner. They've really trivialized this whole thing after everything that they've seen. It's still not much. Okay. All right. Quote, New York should follow New Jersey, end quote. 27-year-old Chelsea Mesa said, quote, it's ridiculous. It really is. You have people who live in New Jersey and work in New York, or live in New York and work in New Jersey. You are commuting and you had to deal with two sets of rules. It's not practical, end quote. Quote, I think it should be still mandatory, end quote. Banker Kathy Smith disagreed. Quote, New Jersey is worse than New York for CV. If New York is keeping it, then it should be the same in New Jersey, end quote. Quote, it's going to be my choice when I decide to take it off, end quote, she said. You see how psychologically these people are wigged out? I can only refer you to what's his Bezmenov, that Yuri Bezmenov. I mean, like they've done their job really well. Because these people are they cannot decide. I'm not going to say that this wasn't psychologically, it was traumatizing, demoralizing. That's all at the same time, right? That usually bad things happen when that's going on. Usually, or as I have a friend that says, usually, you can't have that much going on at one time and it'd be a healthy situation. So look at Derek C. Williams is here. How are you, Derek C. Williams? I really appreciate it. He said the whole summer. I wonder what the rules are at the border. Can you just do whatever you want? You just come in? Let's see. Mindy B says Congress is full of hot air and slackers collecting a paycheck. Okay, I got it. I pick it up. What you putting out? Tenfold brat. Well, I will say that in the defense, I think I'm having some issues here. I'm doing a whole lot of multi something going. I tell you, let me just turn off the camera there for a second. See if I pull it back. If it still won't come out. Okay. All right. Cool. The show will go on. All right. So Marty Lauderdale says we'll be seeing much propaganda over the coming years, setting us up to accept, even want their international pandemic treaty, one world courts, etc., which will consolidate rules, policies, laws. All right, you guys are rocking it out here. 1012 says, okay, I think I got that one already. Derek C. Williams says, demoralizing a country afterwards, quote, normalization, end quote. Right on, Derek C. Williams. It's demoralization. Let's see. Tenfold brat, that link is telling what we know they think inside. Derek says, oops, demoralization of a country. I think the stabilization as well. This blast of people coming in, I'm telling you, this is not sustainable, okay? It's not economically sustainable. It's not going to be, like I said, this is a perfect storm. And I don't think the Dems are not coming out of office anytime soon. I think we're stuck with them. We're stuck with them because what's the other side doing about any of this? They're putting people on. They're putting a few people on buses, sending them to DC or giving you theater or a rise every now and then people just kind of, that's enough. It's just a matrix. It never ends. This whole system to me it's just they keep the hope going. It's they just got to give you a little bit of hope to keep you holding on. All right, guys, I want to thank you guys for your patience, and I am stuck in time now. I'm frozen there. Okay, I appreciate it. So we're gonna get out of here. We're stuck in time there, but I did want to show you a little bit about the new Korean. Let's see if I can get to that. I might show you just a little bit of that. We'll stop sharing all that business for a second, and then we're going to get out of here. It is 10:29 on the EST. Okay, let's see. You guys can check out the human robots in mass. It's such a trendy thing, right? Right about now. I don't know if this is going to play or not. This is a throwing caution to the wind almost. Okay. All right. So we're not hearing the business essentials there. Okay. We'll get through this in just a second, and then I just want to let you see some of this. Just a couple of bits here. All right. So here's your human robot mass production process with the new 3D printer factory in Korea. Okay. This is to be a part of the vision of the Ferraris and the Schwab fourth industrial revolutions. Here we go. Let's just get a look at this. Oops. Hang on. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Just a smidge. Just a couple of seconds, few seconds on this. And then we'll move on. We'll move on to another day. Okay. Uh-oh. Look how lifelike that is. Good night, Mindy B. So I'm going to halt this right here. As you can see, the trend is, as I say, it's kind of real, and I'm still stuck. I'm frozen. I'm locked in a lock-in. Okay. I guess it's, all right. So yeah, so that's what you got there. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'm going to be saying salute to everyone. Derek C. Williams, thank you so much for coming in and supporting the channel. Mindy B. The Information Man Show was here. Thank you, Marty Lauderdale. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in. And Gary Gage was here. And who else did we have here? Derek C. Williams, thank you so much. I see Derek had a comment there. Oh, yeah. Well, let me forget that. Holy mackerel. It's yes, spirits in the material world. And I think that song was a little bit timely considering where we are. I think it's kind of the lyrics. It says, "There's no political solution to our troubled evolution. Have no faith in Constitution. There is no bloody revolution. We are spirits in the material world. Our 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 so-called leaders speak with words they just try to jail ya. They subjugate the meek, but it's the rhetoric of failure. We are spirits in the material world. Our spirits in the material world. Our spirits in the material world. Our spirits in the material world. Where does the answer lie? Living from day to day. If it's something we can't buy, there must be another way." See, I just think that they're just kind of like that. So much stuff has been, it's already been put before us. There's nothing new under the sun, so to speak. And you go on chorus here. And it's, we are spirits in the material world. Our spirits in the material world. Our spirits in the material world. And you could do that times 5 more times. So I want to thank you guys so much, as always, for coming in. I really appreciate it. And Reasonability came in. Thank you so much. Derek C. Williams says that Sting and them are either psychic or they were insiders. Sting, swing. That's all. That's what I'm on about, Derek C. Williams. Yeah, because I think that our buying capacity is going to change. I think this song speaks to just about everything that we're dealing with. So I say there must be another way. I do think that this song is a little bit, it's kind of like it's in the spirit of, the indomitable spirit of man or humankind, or dare I say Americans. There must be another way. Do you guys believe that? Or are we all back in the Matrix? I don't know. Just saying. All right. Sorry we got a little bit stuck there. Reasonability. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Sorry I'm stuck in time there. But you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday evening on the East Coast and the West Coast. All right, guys. We're going to get out of here. Let's see. I have one more comment. Kind of 2 hats is here. All right, guys. So I will see you around. And if you're watching in replay, thank you so much. If you're considering, see you guys on the next time. Take care.